This is the Rajdhani channel of All India Radio Delhi, broadcasting on medium wave 450.5 meters, corresponding to 666 kilohertz. A very warm welcome to our evening transmission, and the time by the studio clock is exactly 15 seconds past 5:50 p.m. This is Delhi. Please stand by for our next program.
This is All India Radio. You will now hear comments from the press. The Hindustan Times, in its editorial titled "The Significance of the Vote," says, Maharashtra and Haryana vote to elect representatives for their state assemblies. The poll will determine the nature of the next government in both the states. Given the increasing power of state governments in the day-to-day lives of citizens, the outcome will have clear governance implications for the growth, development, and human index trajectory of people living in both states. Beyond that, it will be a reflection of the state of politics and social churn in India today. But as citizens vote today, it is once again a reminder that India's electoral democracy is robust, enabling people to exercise their fundamental right in choosing who governs them. The Indian Express, in its editorial titled PM-CM Push, says, the BJP campaign in Maharashtra and Haryana was an endorsement of the leadership of its chief ministers. The BJP campaign in Maharashtra and Haryana, the two states that vote today, was led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister and BJP Chief Amit Shah. PM Modi addressed 9 rallies in Maharashtra and 7 in Haryana, whereas Shah spoke at 18 meetings in Maharashtra and 7 in Haryana. This wasn't unexpected since the two leaders had won a second term for the party with an enhanced majority in the Lok Sabha just a few months ago. But what stood out in the assembly election campaign was the big endorsement the BJP national leadership given to the outgoing chief ministers in the two states. Modi and Shah, in fact, were seeking the mandate for Devendra Fadnavis in Maharashtra and Manohar Lal Khattar in Haryana. The rise of Fadnavis and Khattar is in some ways a throwback to the 2000s, when the BJP under Atal Bihari Vajpayee and L.K. Advani encouraged relatively young parliamentarians such as Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Raman Singh and Vasundhara Raje to establish themselves as state leaders. The rise of these leaders and the free hand the party allowed them in running governments helped the BJP to expand its vote base and become the dominant electoral force it has now. The Indian Express, in its editorial titled "The Screws Tighten," writes, Islamabad evades FATF blacklist, but Delhi's campaign has put the spotlight on Pakistan's support for cross-border terrorism. The government of Narendra Modi had mounted a sustained campaign in the last few years to apply the existing international norms against money laundering and terror financing on Pakistan. The grey list is about putting countries on notice and seek time-bound compliance with a range of FATF benchmarks. If countries fail to comply, they get on to a blacklist that calls on nations to take additional measures against financial transactions involving Pakistan's jurisdiction. At the moment, only 2 countries are on the blacklist, that is Iran and North Korea. Pakistan was first put on the grey list in 2012 but got off it in 2015. That was when the FATF and its procedures caught Delhi's serious political interest. Once the Foreign Office put it at the top of its diplomatic priorities, the FATF became part of the public discourse on Pakistan. The intense Indian effort resulted in Pakistan being put on the grey list again in 2018. The FATF has certainly issued a stern warning to Pakistan that it could get to the blacklist if there was no progress by February 2020. The Statesman, in its editorial titled "Sisters in Space," says, it is a starry-eyed achievement almost literally. Christina Koch and Jessica Meyer, 2 NASA astronauts, have crafted space history by embarking on what they call the first all-female spacewalk. Tasked with replacing a failed power control unit, their performance has been decidedly spectacular. From space to ground zero, the happiest thought at the moment must be that both the achievement and empowerment of women are now manifest in the rarefied atmosphere of space. Very appropriately has the significance of the spacewalk been summed up by Christina. Quote, I think it's important because of the historical nature of what we are doing, unquote, she said ahead of the spacewalk. On closer reflection, more than the spacewalk, it is the assignment that is historic, to fix a failed power control unit. Previously, 14 women and 213 men had carried out spacewalks. The first woman was the Russian cosmonaut Svetlana Savitskaya, who went outside the USSR Salyut 7 space station in 1984. Video footage from the astronauts' helmet cameras as they dangled 260 miles above Earth provided a live stream of the painstaking operation to carry the new hardware installed